Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another sales and deals update. So this time we are focusing on co-op games and some recent indie games, let's say. But before I begin, there's a new Humble bundle that dropped last night, and this is the Let 'em Cook game bundle. So cooking themed games, simulators, co-op games. So you have two tiers. $12 tier will get you 9 items, so 7 games and 2 DLCs. You have games like Cooking Simulator, Plate Up, Sugar Shack, Chef, Dinner Bros, Cafe Owner Simulator, Epic Chef. So all these games for $12. There's a $7 tier as well, which has 4 games. So yeah, if you're in the mood for something casual, a bit more co-op, some management stuff, check out this bundle, link in the description. Now on to Steam, we start with Palworld. So Palworld at the start of the year was quite big. It was probably the first major hit of the year. It's not as big now, obviously, but it was basically described as Pokemon with guns, and yeah, was very, very successful. You can still see the reviews are 92% positive, overall very positive. Still in early access, and this is also not a big expensive game. It was a indie game, basically $30 game. So it has a small sale. People still playing. I haven't tried this because I'm not into the Pokemon style games, but yeah, it is still, again, not as big as it was, obviously, but still 12 to 20,000 people playing, and it is on a small 10% sale right now. So we have $27 in the US, $11.70 in India, $22.49 in the UK, $35 in Canada, $26 in the Eurozone. Next we have Hunt Showdown. So this is a game I have played, and this is a very atmospheric, intense game. You can play solo as well, but you can also play co-op. This is one of your extraction shooter type games. So you have, I think, 10 or 20 people on the map. You have to get some things by killing some scary creatures and then extract before the other players on the map kill you. So again, very intense, very atmospheric. The audio in this game is amazing. It uses binaural audio, which is also used in games like Hellblade, for example. So that is pretty good, and the game has steadily become quite popular. So as you can see, it describes as a PvPvE style game. So yeah, also regional price is still good. Old regional price 65% off, $14, $5.24 in India, $12.59 in the UK, $18.19 in Canada, $14 in the Eurozone. You can see here 7,500 people right now, 20,000 overall. Pretty good numbers for a small game where only a few people are on the map. Next we have Warhammer Vermintide 2, another co-op game. And initially I was thinking of putting the new Darktide game, which is also made by the same developer, and in the Warhammer 40k setting. This one is in the fantasy setting. But the reason I did not mention the new one is because the reviews are still not great. It's a little more expensive, and the player numbers are about the same. And they also haven't stopped working on this game, so you're still getting some content here. I played this when it first came out, really liked it. I have over 100 hours in this game. Haven't played it recently because, once again, these are fun games on your own, but they're much, much better when you have friends. So this one you can play with up to 3 other friends together, and there are lots of maps, 5 different classes with subclasses in between as well. So plenty of options on how you play. It's a first-person game. All your characters have a ranged weapon and a melee weapon. So plenty of options. Runs very well. Lots and lots of enemies to take out. So it's a very fun game. I can see here 83% positive reviews as well. Again, the regional price isn't bad. So this is 80% off, $5.99, $2.60 in India, $4.75 in the UK, $7.79 in Canada, $5.59 in the Eurozone. Again, since only 2 or 3 other people are required, you don't really need too many people, and you can also play with the bots as well if you are playing solo. Now this game does have a lot of extra content, but you don't really need them. And also, if somebody in your lobby has the extra content, it is also available to you, especially the maps. So let's say I have all the maps, you just have the base game. If you're playing with me, you get access to those as well. So you just need to be in a lobby with someone who has all the content. So yeah, a pretty good game still. Next we have Sunkenland, so another survival crafting co-op style game. I played this game once again towards the end of last year when it just came out. Still in early access, but again another very fun little game, indie game. So this one, the gimmick here, or let's say the theme, is that everything is underwater, the world is sunken, so you have to dive down for resources constantly, grab things, and they're like entire cities and theme parks and whatever else. Everything else is just sort of underground. So you go gather resources, come back up, build some stuff on the island, have a shelter, some vegetables and stuff that you grow and things like that. Then you also have to fight off the raiders and the pirates and stuff like that. So yeah, a fun little game. I really liked it. Easy to run as well. Again, not a lot of people playing, but this is again a small indie game. I think this was like a $20 game, full price. So it is on a 20% sale. So it is $16, $704 in India, $1340 in the UK, $2079 in Canada, and $1560 in the Eurozone. Definitely a lot of fun with friends. Next is Outer Wilds. So the Outer Wilds, I believe, is celebrating its 5th anniversary. I think it originally came to Epic, then to Steam. But it's celebrating its 5th anniversary. It's very popular, one of the best indie games of the last few years, and on a good sale. And the retail price isn't terrible either. So it has gone up though, but still not too bad. So this is 40% off. $15, $629 in India, $12 in the UK, $1979 in Canada, $1379 in the Eurozone. Next, we have a game which is basically a fantasy RPG, similar to something like Skyrim, but obviously on a smaller indie scale, let's say. So this is Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon. So this is set in the sort of Arthurian legends, and they are constantly making updates to the game. It is still in early access, and we just got another update. That is why it's on sale and in this video. So early access game, there is a demo available, 25% off, still under 1,000, 975 rupees, 2249 in the US, 1874 in the UK. Now, as you can see here, they are making it very clear that this is not a AAA level game. Graphics or polish is not that level, but it's still pretty good if you see here. And they're also giving you what is already done and what is going to happen later on. So you can check it out, see if there's enough content for you to consider it right now, or you can wait a little more when they have more updates. But yeah, the price is reasonable. I wouldn't be surprised if the price goes up once it's out of early access. I mean, there's a demo here, so you can try it. Next is a popular indie game that I played quite a bit when it first came out. This is Dome Keeper. So in Dome Keeper, you are on an alien planet, you have a dome, and you have to dig underneath the dome for resources. Meanwhile, there are periodic waves of attacks by these alien creatures on your dome. So you have to come back up, defend the dome, repair anything, and then go back down and continue digging for resources. That is the main loop of the game. And it is pretty fun. There are a lot of upgrades and a lot of things that you can do, and objectives to complete while you're digging. So you can see here there are a lot of different upgrades to your weapons, to the safety of your dome basically. And yeah, I found it very fun, and it doesn't take too long to do a run. And there are different difficulties and things like that. Also added more modes. So you can see here very positive reviews, almost 89% here. Fantastic game, and also very affordable. So this is 60% off, $719 in the US, $324 in India, $599 in the UK, $939 in Canada, $719 in the Eurozone. Next, I wanted to talk about a couple of new indie games that I really liked, because both of them had demos available at the time. I tried them out, really liked them, and I would like to get them hopefully soon, but they are on small sales right now. So first up, we have Pacific Drive. So this came out end of February this year, and in this one you have a old station wagon that is in a quarantine zone. Some stuff is happening, supernatural stuff, let's say, and you have to basically survive this zone. You have to go to the garage, go out, look for resources, try to come back in one piece, and then continue doing that until you figure out what's happening. A lot of scavenging, upgrading the car, things like that. They had a demo for this available during one of the Next Fest, and I tried it out, played it twice on stream, and really ended up liking it. Now, what I don't understand with these games is why don't they put that demo here available all the time so people can try it out. So right now you just have my word for it. But yeah, it is a fun game. It is on a 20% sale right now, $24, $11.19 in India, 20 in the UK, 31 in Canada, 24 in the Eurozone. So yeah, I'll definitely pick this up, but I want a slightly bigger sale. Basically, once it's below 1,000, I'll consider it. But yeah, it seemed quite fun, and I put like 3-4 hours in the demo itself. So really decent game. And the other game is the Thaumaturge. Now this one was very interesting, very unique in terms of the setting. So this is set in 1905 in Warsaw. You play as a guy who's a thaumaturge. These are people who can control these sort of weird creatures, abominations, and things like that. So sort of like Witcher in a way, if you will. And then you also have the political stuff that was happening around the time. You in fact have Rasputin as an NPC that you interact with at the start of the game. At least in the demo. I don't know if he's in the rest of the game. So yeah, very interesting game. It's made by 11-bit, published by 11-bit Studios, the people behind this War of Mine, Frostpunk, and games like that. Polish publisher, and yeah, very interesting game. The combat was also well designed. Initially, like when you see like a turn-based style combat, it kind of gets annoying, but this was well done and it did not feel the usual slow-based, turn-based stuff. So the setting and the sort of dark setting, let's say, and the creatures and stuff like that was interesting. So yeah, this is on a small sale. Again, you can see it came out early March, 25% sale, 11.25 in India, 26.24 in the US, 22 in the UK, 33.74 in Canada, 26 in the Eurozone. Again, this one had a demo. They don't have it now, which is a strange decision in my opinion, but it is what it is. And then finally, before I go, I wanted to mention Eneba. So if you recall, a week or two ago, I mentioned this in the community tab. So this is a site that sells keys, top-ups, gift cards for Xbox, PlayStation, stuff like that. And I have a partnership with them. I've had it for a while, but I've never felt comfortable sharing it simply because these are basically gray market sites. But recently, a lot of people have told me that they already use it. Like a lot of you have said that you're already using it to pick up keys and stuff from here. So I thought I'll mention this since I already have an affiliate. I'll just put them in the descriptions for those who already use them. For those who are not familiar, basically a lot of people, when they buy bundles and stuff, they have extra keys. They put them up here. You can see here some of these have been in recent bundles, quite affordable. I have picked up a couple myself to test them out. Seems to be fine, no issues. Keys get activated normally on Steam. You just have to make sure you're picking the right region. So yeah, like I said, if you're not comfortable, stick to Humble, GOG, etc. But if you're already using this, you can use my link. It helps me out a little bit. But yeah, that's all for this one. Thank you for watching. See you next time.